Morning, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, 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 my wonderful advanced students out there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Very good. Excellent, excellent. Yes, I'm not going to change the screen just to make sure everyone can hear me. I'm sure people will understand what's going on. In fact, I'll click around a little bit. So, hey there, Michael. Hey there, David, Marcus, Mitchell, Jeffrey, Anne, Histro, Robert, Jeffrey. Hello, Wayne. Very good, very good. So it seems that we're broadcasting out loud and clear, so very, very good. Hello there, Lean. Hello there, Paul. Hello there, Nicholas. Hello there, James. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So guys, well, it seems that I'm broadcasting out loud and clear. Now you'll notice that there is no slide because we are, oh, the sound is gone, did you say? Can you still hear me? Everyone out there can still hear me? I'll actually just open up my code pen. Yeah, we can all still hear me. So, you know what? I'll write a message just in case you can't hear me. Leave. If you can't hear me, oh, alright, so guys, I'm just getting one or two no hear me problems, so if you can't hear me, you should log out and log back in. No mass AUDO problems being reported. Sorry guys for my atrocious spelling there. I'll mark that up in a second. BODY is going to be font. SIZE is going to be, say, 8EM. There we go. So if you can't hear me, you should log out and log back in. No mass on AUDIO. You should log out. Yeah, that's fine. You're all very used to my spelling errors by now. Alright, okay, so we can all hear me now. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Alright, so guys, you'll notice there is no slide because we're breaking a little bit away from the lesson plan to learn some WordPress. So I asked you last week, would you like to all learn how to install WordPress on local machines and all that kind of stuff? So I gave you those applications XAMPP, and so that's what we're going to do in this lesson. We're going to learn how to set up WordPress on our local server. Now here's the thing. We are all web designers, and I told you months and months ago that we are not going to, that we don't really go into the world of PHP and all of those kind of real strict programming languages. But for the sake of setting up WordPress, we're going to have to dip into a bit of PHP to set up a database. So that's what we need to set up a database. So who out there was able to set up XAMPP? Was everyone out there able to set up XAMPP all right? Yeah, so like there were a few tutorials, but I think it's always best whenever you come across a tutorial, you should always try it first. Yeah, because the tutorial covers everything. I'm sure if you were going through the tutorials, you noticed, it started telling you to go into command line if you had problems to fix the port 80 problem. Yes, so I can see some people had to change the Apache port and stuff like that. So normally, to save yourself a lot of headache, and it can be quite confusing, the best thing to do with an application is first click and install, and then when you run into problems, that's when you can start researching it, because it can be quite daunting when you read a tutorial on how to install something like a server on your local machine, because they will tell you all the problems that can arise. So it's best to just put that out of your mind until they do arise, and then you can go and fix the problem. So hopefully hopefully the vast majority of us do have XAMPP set up. Now, you might have noticed that we can, install applications on XAMPP using this thing here, Bitnami, but we are not going to use that. We are not going to use Bitnami because that will lock us into Bitnami. We're going to learn how to actually set up a database and then edit our WP config files as well. All right. Ooh, so you had a problem with Tomcat as well. So yes, so the big problem, so as you can see why we like to stay away from these kind of things in web design. You can imagine how horrible it is when you have something as forgiving as HTML and CSS, and then to drop into PHP and have to start messing around with all that kind of strict programming stuff. So we like to keep them separate, and most people do until you kind of get more advanced, and then you just kind of fall into other languages as you need them. So, hey, but that's fun, exactly. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to WordPress.org, yeah? So WordPress.com is kind of like their online thing. That's kind of like their version of Wix. But because WordPress is open source, and that's why we're able to use it and, sell it on to clients, because, someone made this. Someone made WordPress. Some people sat down and they wrote the CMS. They wrote all the PHP, they wrote all the JavaScript, they designed the whole user interface, and then they gave it to the world for free. So fantastic for us, but they also but how they make all their money is through this place here. This is where they make most of their money, is WordPress.com. Now, WordPress.com it's grand if you just need, you know, if someone wants to set up a blog, perfect. You know, if someone, because with a blog, all you're doing is writing articles. So WordPress.com is perfect for something like that. Just someone who wants to set up a blog. But if you want to set up a tailored blog and do all the SEO and have some crazy stuff in there, well, then you're going to want to go to WordPress.org where you can get the actual development files. Now, what we do is we go here and we just download WordPress. So we can download the latest version. And then we can grab it here. So actually I'll zoom in so you can see my screen a little bit better. How's that looking? I'll just make sure that everyone's looking at the same thing. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, get out of there. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to download the WordPress 4.6 zip file. And there we have it. So I have it down there now. Now, I have set up my XAMPP. If you don't mind, I'm just going to see if I can show you my taskbar because that's where my XAMPP is. So let me see, show taskbar on all displays, apply. There we have it. So now you can see my taskbar. So there you have it, and click OK again. Excellent. And there's one more thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to move my my icons into the window that you can see. Just 2 seconds there, and let's just see. Always combine, never combine. No, I don't want to do that. Show taskbar, buttons and other taskbars. Use small icons. Navigation toolbars. Nope. Taskbar. Use small taskbar icons. Nope, I don't want to use that. Notification area. Sorry, I'm going into too many settings here. I might just switch the screens around to make it easier. It might be just easier if I just switch my screens. So if you just bear with me 2 seconds, I'm just going to pause your screen view. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move this down there. I'm going to move this over here and this over here. So you can't see anything, but just hold on 2 seconds. Taskbar buttons, never mind. Taskbar. Yep, that's all fine. So let's put that there, and let's put that over there. Let's put you over there. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into, that's recording the all right, 2 seconds, and we're going to stick this over here, and we're going to put that over there, and we're going to put, come back to me screen, and we're going to stick this over here. All right, so almost there, and we're going to switch your screen over to screen of monitor 1. So there, you should see, all right, so you should now see my other screen. I'm just going to have to, what's going on here? Video preview not recording. Why are you not recording? Please capture a low resolution or use the video options to output the size. Alright guys, I'm just going to pause recording just for a second. There we go. There we have it. Perfect. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, now we have that. Make sure all the audio is still coming through. Sorry about that little jump around, guys. Just wanted to make sure you could actually see this down here, because I want you to be able to see my my little icon down here, so it's actually on your screen. So can you all see where I'm clicking now? Can you all see my mouse doing that circular thing? Yep, perfect. So I've installed XAMPP. It's all set up, and so it's all set up. So now I've started XAMPP, and now it's down here. So what I can actually do is I'll quit it for now, and then we'll go down and we'll start XAMPP. So XAMPP, so XAMPP. So here's my XAMPP. There it is. So Apache is starting and MySQL has started. If they haven't started, you might have to click Start and Start if that still says Stop. Alright, so that's what we can do first. And one last thing, guys. Sorry for this messing around, but I'm after losing something now. So all taskbars, always combine. I don't want to show taskbar on all displays. I just want it on my primary display. Perfect. Alright, alright, alright. So, there we have it. So I've downloaded my WordPress and I've got my XAMPP right over there. So there's my little XAMPP control panel. So if I click on that, I should be able to see it. So there we have it. So there's my XAMPP. And of course, once it's running, all I have to do to get there is just go to my local host. So if I just go to local, localhost, it should just bring me there. Whoop, there we have it. So localhost will bring me to my development folder. I should also be able to open it from down here as well. I'm not sure if any of you were with my bonus webinar last month, where I had Julian coming over to teach me a bit of XAMPP, because like I said, I am a MAMP man. So yeah, we had him over there as well. So perfect. Sorry, I can't see her. Ooh. All right, now we're back. Now we're back again. So, do you have to run as admin for? Yes, you do have to run as admin for it to work properly. But really, as web designers or as any kind of more advanced computer users, we really should we really should be running running pretty much everything as administrator. You know, if you are doing any kind of work with a computer, you should have an administrator account. You shouldn't be really working from your guest account. You should really be working from as an administrator, because it just causes you heartache later on. And especially if if you're trying to install something and it's installing the last package and then it goes, you don't have privileges, you have to stop everything, leave, come back in. It's a nightmare. So as web designers, take comfort in the fact that you can always now be running as administrator. So there we have. So after I've opened my control panel, I'll click that again. So if I open up my control panel, and there's my control panel, I can click File Explorer, and it will open up this folder here, my File Explorer. So let me just open that up a little bit more for you. There we have it. View. And we'll go into extra large icons. Let's move that. There we have that. Perfect. So here is all the stuff that is there. Large icons. Excellent. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we want to move our WordPress into here. So let me just see, where is my HT? So I want to go in here, and I've got all this kind of stuff. I just want to confirm that this is so sorry guys, if this is going to be a learning curve for myself as well. There seems to be a lot of stuff there. So HT docs is the one I'm going to go into, and that is exactly where I want to go. Yes, so HT docs. So you will notice that there are patterns in all of these. So if you are using WAMP, or if you go someplace else and they're using a Mac and you're using MAMP, of course we can use XAMPP across all operating systems. But if you are specializing in something like MAMP or WAMP, well then it's the HT docs that we want to go into, yeah? The hypertext docs. And that is where all our development files are. So let's see what I got inside here. So I got composite, I've got applications.html, I got index.php. So that's my, that's this one here. So that's this dashboard, the index.php. And you know what? Just so we can see it working, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my Hidden Tiger Magic Line Club. And I'm going to drop that in there. So let's just open up that. Let's drop the HTML club inside there. Copy that to HDocs. And let's try this out. So I've got my local dashboard. Let's go to HTML-CLUB. So there we have it. So there's my HTML club that I just dropped in there. And of course, if I had named that as index file, it would have showed up straight away. So there's my boilerplate. Perfect. So I can see that it's all running perfectly. So now I know my server's up and running. It's a nice little test. And just to make sure that everything is perfectly running, what I will actually do is I'll rename that to index, INDEX, because if I don't define a full file path, it's going to look for the index file. And that could be index.html or index.php. So now if I refresh this page, it should come up with this, the Hidden Tiger Magic Line Club. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we've come a long way since here now. So let's go back to our dashboard again. Excellent. So, dashboard, and our dashboard folder. So there we have it. So htdocs is the one that we're still operating out of. Now what I want to do is I want to move my WordPress files inside there as well. So I'm going to go to my downloads folder. I'm going to find my WordPress.zip, and I'll just drop my WordPress.zip into the root folder there. Now what I'll do is I'll extract it, so I'll have everything ready to work with. So WordPress, yeah, I'll just leave it like that. I'll just keep it as WordPress 4.6. Now we'll just let that extract. So someone was saying that it takes quite a while to extract this that it takes quite a while to download this in some places. It was South Africa, slow internet speed in South Africa apparently. So yeah, well I can see right there how long it's actually taken for this to extract. So while this is extracting, let's continue on with well, we can actually jump ahead, and what we can is we can actually just go ahead and set up our PHP. We can set up our database. So I want to go to PHP my admin. So there's loads of ways we can get here. I can go here and I can click admin. So it's MySQL. Yeah, so MySQL is the database language. It's the language of the database. It's the language underneath the database. I'm sure a lot of you are auditing, at least auditing Julian's web development course, very important to all of us web designers, and he'll go through all things MySQL and PHP. So if we click there, it will open up our PHP myadmin page on our XAMPP server. So there we have it. Now what I want to do is I want to create a new database. So up here on my left I can click my databases and I can create a new database. Now I have to give this database a name. So what I'll call this is my WP site. Yep. Now, I'm pretty sure capitalization is important, so just keep an eye on that. Plus, it is important that if you're using capital letters here, that even if it wasn't important, you should try to keep it consistent anyway. So, my WP site, create, there we have it. I've got my database created. Now, the default username and password for the phpMyAdmin is the username is going to be root, and the password is going to be blank. So let's see if that is finished extracting yet. htdocs. Yeah. Oh, where's my so let's see, WordPress, are you out there yet? Ooh, yep. Okay, so we're there. So we've got our WordPress folder. So let's open that up and let's take a look inside. So right now, if I go to my WordPress site, we'll see what happens. So actually what I'm going to do to make it easier, I'm going to rename that file location. So WordPress 4.6, I'm going to take out the -4.6. So WordPress is actually just fine. So WordPress. So let's go to our local host. So localhost/WRD PRESS WordPress. So there we have it, and let's go into my WordPress file, and it should bring me to the setup. Now here we go. Oh well, it's taking a little while to load up, but it should load up in just a few seconds. So there we have it. So English United States, all of that kind of stuff. So well, let's go here. So I want English UK for where I am. So English UK, perfect. Continue. Alright, so I'll need my database name, my database username, my database password, and my database host. Well, that's all fine. We're going to use this information to create... Alright, well that's fine. Well, we could go in and manually edit the WP config file, but we don't need to with this lovely GUI, so we'll just click ahead and let's go. So my database name. So let's go back and just confirm what I'd call that. So I call that database my WP site, and actually they took away all my capitalization as well. Alright, so that's what happened there. So they took away my capitalization, so it's just my WP site. So let's call that. So my database name is my WP site. There we have that. My username, the default username for XAMPP is root, R-O-O-T. And my password is going to be blank. Database host is on my local host, so it is on my local host anyway, so that's all good. Whoop, what's going on here? Perfect. So that's my local host. And then the last one I want... so my table prefix is WP_. So now if I want to run multiple WordPress sites from one database, so you will notice if any of you have gone out to try and buy hosting packages or anything like that, sometimes you're limited to the amount of databases you can have. But the thing is, you can actually hold a lot of sites in one database. So WordPress is very clever with their prefix. So I could actually have, 5 WordPress sites running within one database. So if my hosting company only allowed me to have one database, but they allowed me to have unlimited websites, well then I would use that table prefix. Now I normally give that table prefix something... I normally leave that in, and I normally give that something meaningful. So, my WP, alright, underscore. My WP underscore. Now, you want the underscore, otherwise it will be very difficult to read, and we'll see what happens. So right now, let's go in, and we'll take a look. So this is my WordPress site database. As you can see, there's nothing there. Is there anything in this one? Let's see. So as you can see, this is a populated database. So you can see all the stuff inside there. So you can see clearly that there's nothing in the WordPress yet. So let's see what happens when I click submit. Is it going to let it install? All right, sunshine, you've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. So WordPress will tell you if it's able to get into its, if it's found your database, nice and easy. So we can click run the install. So, site title. What shall we build? What do you guys think? Oh, how do I zoom in? Oh, so just for your benefit. So guys, what you can do is you hold down the control key, CTRL, and you use your mouse wheel to zoom in. So that's how I zoom in. Control key, and I use my mouse to zoom in. All right. And then, of course, there's also a view button on some place as well. There's view buttons over here as well. There's zoom. There's some place over here as well if you don't have a control and mouse zoom in. But I just have a control and I just scroll in to zoom in. So, what do you guys think? Should we create another Hidden Tiger Magic Line Club, or are you in the mood for something else? Another Hidden Tiger Magic Line Club, or are we in the mood for something else? We come up with something. Let's come up with a new name. How about something new? Yeah, something new. How about a play on words. Something with CSS. Something with CSS, because that's really what we're using WordPress for as web designers. So actually, I know what I've got. I've got something here. Let me see. Where's my little book of notes? It's not that one. Could be that one though. Ah, here we go. So, Take your pick, guys. We have chocolate cookie shake. We have the cookie shake shop, Cindy's shoe store, how to make laughs, customer support services, child safety seats, core security services, cryptology. So anyone out there? That's Carl's sausage seminars, cryptography, cookie. All right, Wild Wild West, the wonderful world of Windows, Wild Wild West, cookie. All right, so I've got a few results for cookie now. I've got a few results for the cookie shake shop. Yeah. All right. So now it's tossed between Cookie Shake Shop and the Wild Wild West. And I think we have. And I think Cookie is one out, guys. So it's going to be the Cookie Shake Shop is what we're going to create. Excuse me. So Cookie Shake. So the Cookie Shake Shop. COOKIESHAKESHOP. Perfect. Cookie Shake Shop. Now a username. Now guys, this part is actually quite important. So username, first of all, as a username, you never use admin. The username for the setting up, your username for setting up your for your WordPress site. So the username of XAMPP is root. Alright, so the username for XAMPP is root, and the password is nothing. We actually have to go in and set up a username password, but if we're developing locally, we don't need to, because what happens is we're going to want to migrate this later. So what I will try to do is at some point next week, we'll try to stick this up online. So I'll show you how we can actually take our site, because that's the hard bit. So I'm going to show you how to do some PHP replace, because there's no point developing locally with WordPress unless we can move it off our computer and put it up online. So we will do that next week. I'll show you how to migrate a WordPress site. It's quite tricky, but we can do it. It's find and replace. That's really what we're going to be doing. So now we have to create a username for our actual WordPress site. So here's the thing. We do not want to use admin. WordPress is considered extremely insecure, alright? WordPress is actually considered extremely insecure, and it's mainly because the amount of people who use it improperly. So the first thing you want to do is, does anyone know an example of a WordPress site? Let me see, give me an example of a WordPress site. Actually, you know what, Furtree.ie, that's one of mine. So look at this. So every WordPress site, is WP admin. Now, I didn't turn on security for this because no one's tried to break into it yet, but that's the login. So this is what happens. You can actually run pretty good searches to find out who's building with WordPress. Sure, look at this. This tool up here tells me what application I'm building with. Whoop. If I have to go back to the actual site, so I can know that this site was built with WordPress. Yeah, I can see it's GoDaddy and I can see everything there, but I can see it's built with WordPress. So I will naturally assume that the login is /WP admin. Now, what a lot of people do is they type admin and then they have a password like password or pass1234 or one of the tens of thousands of passwords that are on all of those password lists that you can get easily online, and there's plenty of tools. And just to be sure, guys, because this is actually very important as web designers, you cannot have someone break into your site. Yeah, you can't have that happen. You can't have someone break into your site, because people don't break into your site to steal your data and cause havoc and to let you know. What happens is people break into your site, and then they have access to your server, and they try to keep very, very quiet, because then they use your site as an attacking platform. That's what happens. In fact, if you ever get any spam emails, don't open them. Don't open up a spam email. But if you do get more advanced and you can see the header code, yeah, and you take a look at where those servers is, and then you'll find they're actually coming from just insecure sites, someone who got hacked, and they're using their site, their domain, to launch their attacks, launch their email attack schemes. So first step is choose a unique username, because this will be an automatic tool. Yeah, so an easy way to do this is actually just cookie admin or admin cookie. Admin shake is actually what I like. So admin shake. So I've got a normal naming structure for this. So admin shake is good enough. First of all, now all those cracking software is not going to get the username. So that's our first step. The next step is the password. Now you do want a random password or something very strong. Alright, so you do want a strong password. Now a strong password nowadays consists of uppercase and lowercase, numbers and special characters. Yeah? So let's come up with a password for this. So what I could actually do is COOKIE cookie SHAKE shake SHOP sorry, S-H-O-P. How far do I have to go? Ah, it knows what I'm doing. It knows what I'm doing. But listen, this is actually like no one's going to get this. No one's really going to get this straight off. And then I can go my normal one, exclamation mark, one. WordPress, you've stepped up your game, sir. Ooh, that looks like a very complicated password, but I know it's doing, you can see that the site title is that. So let's try something else. Let's just generate another password. What I actually do, we see here's the thing again, change all O's to zeros. It is a good trick, but I can actually get into a lot of my old clients' websites quite easily because I know their password structure, because it is common patterns that you find. So the first thing you want to beat is all the automatic tools. Yeah, the first thing you want to beat is all the automatic, all the ones that check the word list. So password one, unicorn, my home, all that kind of stuff. So let me try this. What I do is RANDOM password generator. The whole trick to internet security, is you don't need to have absolute encryption, yeah? It doesn't need to be absolute encryption where you need some person with a beautiful mind who can see like the matrix in the real world. You don't need someone like that to break into the website. All you have to do is make it so secure enough that it's much easier, that it will be much easier for the person to go in and just take your laptop. That is really the level of security you want to get to. As a web designer, because let's face it, most of our laptops are left unattended, we have desktops that are left unattended, all that kind of stuff. So the best thing you can do is actually create a random password, use a random password, something like that. What I actually have is I have an Excel sheet. I just have an Excel sheet with a strong password that I can remember. So I've got one extremely strong password that takes, I think it's octillion. Let's see. How strong is my password? There we go. How secure is my password? Let's see how strong. So 400 years for that one. That's standard. Oh yeah. So it's that was it. Yes. 145 trillion years to break my WordPress, my Excel sheet password. So I only have to remember that, and that's the only one I keep in my head. And that means that then you have to use that to get into my Excel file. But of course, to get to my Excel file, you have to break into my house and steal my laptop and figure out which one of the hard drives is my thing is on. So you have to take all of them. So that's the thing that you have to do. That's really where internet security comes in. You want to keep all your things offline first of all. You want to keep all your passwords grouped together offline, and you just want to make it so hard that someone actually has to come in and steal it. I live in Dublin, Ireland, and that's as far as I'm going to give away. So there we have it. So I've got a strong password here. What I'll do is I'll copy that and I'll create an Excel. So I can hold on to this, because we're going to need it next time as well. So what I'll do is I'll create a new Excel file, and I will go account, uname, and pass. And it's something as simple as that. So my username is admin shake, admin shake. My password, and I'll just paste that in there. There we have it. SSL is very important. Yes, because you can actually, well, you see the whole point of SSL is it ensures that you are actually connecting to the site without someone rerouting your connection. The reason why SSL is so insecure, we all remember Heartbleed. Does everyone remember that huge security thing where SSL just was not working and someone figured out you could actually sniff all the traffic? Yeah, well, that's because if you sit on the same network, you're able to see all the traffic. So you can try that at your own time. I'd recommend, Googling white ethical hacking and white hat hacking and everything like that, because you should be penetration testing your websites anyway. See if you can break in nice and easy. See if you can get around by typing the full URL and stuff like that. I'll type in my password. Wireshark, fantastic application for penetration testing and for networks. Well, not really for penetration, for network sniffing. Wireshark is fantastic. There's another one out there, Zianti. It comes up with a warning that it's a virus, but it's actually an amazing app that requires absolutely no skill to sniff all the traffic on your network. The problem is that if you're doing it outside your local network, or outside your home network, I should say, outside your home network, you are breaking the law, like really breaking the law. There's serious penalties now in Europe for stealing data. It's a few years in jail now for stealing that kind of data. So web.design. at shawacidemy.com. There we have that. And well, you see, now if I was developing this online, if I was developing this online, I would click discourage search engines from indexing this site. So if I was installing this online, say in GoDaddy, or if I was installing this on a server that is online, I would click that there. Yeah, because that will tell Google. Now, Google's still going to look at the site, and they're still going to read it just to see what it is if they come across it. But what will happen is, like, I'm telling Google's like, hey, like, fine, they can see me, they're looking at it, but I'm not ready yet. You know, they're not going to index my site, they're not going to stick it up on their thing yet. I'm just not ready. But listen, I'm developing locally, so there's no need for that. There's no need for that. So I can just click install WordPress. So I've got all that, cookie shake shop, admin shake, there's my password, install WordPress. So that might have taken a little bit longer than their famous five-minute installation, but that's all that it really takes to install WordPress. If you ran through those steps, so when you run through these steps by yourself, you will realize how quickly you can actually set up a WordPress site. So there we have it. So let's log in. Now what I will actually do is I will copy that as well. So this is the way I like to mark up my password Excel files. Is like so. Now, the very important thing is that you have to, that Excel files for storing passwords are extremely insecure. And even if you have a very strong password on the Excel file, it's very easy to break into. It's very easy to break into by anyone who studies any kind of hacking or any kind of ethical breaking into stuff. They'll be able to get your Excel file in an instant. So so just make sure you do keep all these files someplace secure and safe, like not connected to the internet, not stored in a cloud-based service. So there we have it. So I've got the account. So whenever I want to log into any of my accounts, I've got a big long list of accounts, and I just click there, and then I just copy the password, type in the username, and paste it in, and that's how I keep all my sites organized. Anyway, of course, there's plenty of tools out there that you can use as well. So my password was So password, Control C, back. So I am admin shake. I would be very wary, guys, of any of those applications that store your information anywhere on the internet, or anything that says like, oh yeah, you know, type your password in once and share it across all devices. I'd be very wary of those. I'd be extremely wary about those. Google Save Password, again, like I only let Google save my password here in the office. I always click never on any of my local machines. I just don't trust them. And you shouldn't either. You know, it's too new. It's too easy to get around all this. For example, the heartbeat bug. Like, how crazy was that? That the fact that everyone thought that this was secure, that you were connecting, that you had encrypted email, that you were guaranteed that you were talking to your hosted client. And you could have been saying anything. You could have been trading, you know, country secrets or trade secrets and everything. And all it took was for someone to sit on your network and to lose all of that. I wouldn't trust it. The best way to keep your stuff secure from the people on the internet is to actually keep it off the internet. Yeah? So that's what you want to do. So that's what I like to do. I like to keep mine in an Excel sheet. I don't trust the applications that are password savers, especially for my clients' websites. I really take their security really seriously. So it's in an Excel sheet. It's in a form of Excel sheet. It's saved offline and on one of my personal computers at home. So do you want to save? So you know what? I'll save that for now, just because I'm on my on my work computer, so I don't mind that in here. We got pretty good security on the building. So there we have that. So here we have it. I have my WordPress site. So let's take a look. So that only just took a few minutes. So there we have our WordPress site. So already set up. Already we got this set up. It doesn't look very nice. It's actually quite ugly. But let's take a look. So where should we go first? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a nice theme. So let me see. Where can I get? I'm saying Heartbleed. The Heartbleed bug. I'll actually post up an article on our advanced. I'll actually put up onto the general web design group, because I think our introductory students could benefit from it as well. That's correct. Bleed. So yeah, like a bleeding heart. So let me see. Do I have a Divi folder here? Divi. All right. So guys, do we have any questions so far while I get myself a Divi? While I get myself the Divi theme. Do we have any questions so far? Any questions at all? Anything around WordPress? Because I'm just going in here now just to download the Divi theme so we can see that in action. I'll go back into the, actually, you know what? I'll go back into the dashboard. If you take a look at this, now the whole point of WordPress is that it's meant to be for everyone. You know, it's meant to be from someone who is not a web designer, should be able to use it. So, do you see anything there? Yes, well, you can't really do this with a Bootstrap build. What we use Bootstrap for is Bootstrap is just CSS, it's just a framework. So what you can do is you can create a theme from scratch, and I'll actually show you where you can do that now in a second. Let me just grab one of those Divi themes. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, blah 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 blah. There we go. All right. Oh, how do you edit a theme? I'll show you that now. So if I go down here to edit, to appearance, yeah? So anything that's, you know, about the themes or about the menus or about widgets and stuff like that, that's all going to be the appearance. So actually what I'll do is I'll just give you a quick overview of this just while I'm waiting for this. So I've got my dashboard, and that's just home, and you can edit this and you can put things in there. You can stick in Google Analytics, which we'll cover next week, on how to boost our SEO and all that kind of stuff. You've got a quick link to your updates, and that's just to update, and that will give you a list of all the plugins that need updating, if WordPress needs updated, all that kind of stuff there. So you'll see translations, themes and plugins. It says that everything's up to date. I don't have to do anything. I've got posts here, so I can create posts, and these are blog posts. Yeah, these are blog posts, so we can take a look at one of them there. That's there by default. So that's just a blog post, and it normally comes with the right hand bar there. So the difference between posts and pages is that a post is kind of like an article. Yeah, so a post is like an article, while a page is more like a section. So if we could try and think of it like that, where a post is kind of like an article and a page is kind of like a section. It kind of works like that if you have that kind of mentality about it. We've also got a media where we can just add all the kind of stuff at once. Yeah, so we can just add all our media in at once, then we can start using it later. Categories are just a way that you want to categorize your posts. So you're able to categorize your posts as well. So so it depends on what kind of site you want to build. So this is Cookie Shake Shop. Yeah, so if I had a number of posts, so on this site, what I would do is I'm going to have some recipes for my clients. So I'm not going to give away my secret recipes, but I'm going to give away just enough, just so they can try it at home and then just be, wow, I wonder what they're selling in the store. So what kind of recipes would I have? Well, I'd have RECIPIES. Is that how I spell recipes? Of course it's not, Brian. Recipes. There we go. RECIPES. Recipes. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and add a recipe. Now I could add in a description and all that kind of stuff, but that's really for some themes may show it. You can add in descriptions if you want, depending on how big the build is, depending on how much money you're getting for the site. That really depends on how much detail you go into each and every section. So I've got my recipes. Next thing I've got down, I've got well, shakes, SHAKES. So my shakes are going to be a child of recipes. Yeah. So I've now got some recipes, and I've got some shakes in there. What else would I have? I'll have cookies. So there we have that, and I'd make that also a child of recipes. So we'd have stuff like that, and then we just keep adding stuff on like that. And then of course I could also have my my menu items, and then I'd add that in. That would be another parent category, and then I could have and give me something that would be on the menu. So morning menus, morning menu, and that will go underneath, let's see, whoops, menu items. I'll put that in there. Oh, that wasn't meant to go in there. Sorry, delete. MENUS, no parent, thank you. There we go, menus, and then I said morning. And that's going to be a child of menus. And I'll show you why I'm spending so long to do this demo now in a second, because we can use these to create navigation bars then, of course. Because this is the great thing about WordPress. One of the really fun things about WordPress is the ease of making a navigation bar. So we got morning, after lunch, LUNCH, also under menus. And some chocolate cookie shakes for dinner as well, so DINNER. And perfect, and specials, SPECIALS. And then of course, yeah, well then what we'd also have is deals, DEALS. So then we'd have deals, and that would actually be none. Actually, you know what? We could have deals as a subsection of menus. And then what we can do again is we can have special, S-P-E-C-I-A-L-O-F-F-E-R-S. Thank you for that, Marcus. So special offers, which can be a subsection of deals. And then what was that other one? And then, of course, lunch deals, L-U-N-C-H-D-E-A-L-S. And lunch deals, which will also be a subsection of deals. There, so now we've got a nice hierarchy menu anyway, running through there. So that should be all fine. Let's see what happens if I try to create a menu out of this. So menus. So I'm going to create a new menu. So I click on create a new menu. So here we go. So let me see what I call this. I will call this my posts menu. Create menu. There we have it. Now, you could click automatically add new top level pages to this menu. I wouldn't recommend doing that because there's plenty of times where you create a page and well, you know, you don't want to publish it straight away, but sometimes you do want to update it and leave it published and stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend using this automatically add new top level pages to this menu. I kind of much prefer to add them step by step. So let's see. So there we go. So I can see here, oh sorry, I should explain. So I've edited my menu. Yeah, so now I've only got one menu here. So I've got my post menu. As you can see, I've got the menu structure and there's nothing there. So there's no pages. Well, sorry, there is a sample page, so I can add that in. So that's going to be like our home page or something like that. And we've got that there. And as you can see, I've got all that kind of stuff there. So I'll remove that for now. What I want to do is I want to add all my categories. So I can view all. And I can select all my categories because I've already developed my category thing. And what I can do then is I can add that to the menu. Now, here's the thing. So what you want to do is after you select all, you'll notice that these are all on the same level. Yeah? So here's another thing you have to do. So menus. Yeah? So I'd put that as, so you just click and drag that, and that's going to be a sub-item there. It's going to be a sub-item there. I'm sure there's a plugin that would allow you to do something like this, allow you to do that automatically, like grab your hierarchy and just transfer it into the menu. I haven't found one that works well enough yet. So I'm just going to do that, and then I've got that. Child. There we have that. Save my menu. And where's this going to go? Oh yes, and the very important bit here, I have to give it a location. So normally with some themes you get primary menu, you get secondary menu, and you get footer menu, but this default theme is just giving me a primary menu, so I'll just click primary menu and I'll click save. Now let's just take a quick look at how that works. So there we have it. So there's my menu, and the more posts that I put in there, well, they'd all be falling underneath these menus. Yeah. Now this doesn't look great because it's not a great theme. So let's go ahead and mark that up. Let's get a better theme. So let's go to our themes. I'll activate that for now, and let me just grab that. Oh, sorry, I broke away from my downloading Divi. So guys, have you, so if any of you are thinking about developing WordPress, I would recommend something like Elegant Themes. Elegant Themes is amazing. It just is absolutely amazing. I love the guys over at Elegant Themes. In fact, if you're Googling anything about WordPress, you'll actually find their fantastic blog as well. I should really get in contact with them to see if I can get deals from my students and stuff like that. But at the moment, nothing yet. So I will get in contact with them over the next few weeks to see if they can do anything. You got it the other day. Fantastic, fantastic. I actually really regret not signing up for their lifetime offer when they offered it to me. I was like, no, I'll get it next time. It is extremely, Elegant Themes is extremely worth the money well spent. What is it? Is it still going for $60 or has it gone up to 80 or is it something like that? Yeah, it must be. We'll take a look at it now in a second. I'm just going to grab my username and password for them. So let me see. I've got what was my username for them? My username was, of course, oh yeah, nice and simple. So 89 for developer, fantastic. Yeah, that's perfect because you get every theme they have. So let me just go to elegantthemes.com. And actually, they've got a new theme I'm loving, like just as much as Divi. A new theme I'm loving just as much as Divi is the one that I used to build, the one that I just attached to the to our Tech Talks thing that thing that we slowly just let fall into the dark, because with all the other courses, myself, Julie, and Tiger running, we weren't able to devote to that. But we will have a form, an official form, coming up soon enough, attached to our academy here. So log in to Elegant Themes. My username is blah blah blah. Well, I can do BHURLEY, just my name. That's my password, and I can log in there. Yeah. So guys, this is Divi, absolutely fantastic. Leave me there, please. So there we have it. So we have Divi, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff. So so plugins. So well, let's see. So don't bother with short codes. I wouldn't bother with Anticipate. The ET Builder, Legacy, no. But the Divi Builder, perfect. The Divi Builder, what you can actually do is you can attach this to any theme. So let me show you the difference here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to download Divi. Extra, that's the other theme I was looking at. I love Extra. So theme package. And guys, if any of you are, and most of you out there should be, well, no, all my advanced students have access to all the courses here. Take the graphic design course, get an introduction to Photoshop if you haven't already. Do get an introduction to Photoshop, because you know when I said about wireframes, it doesn't really matter how you create them. Well, when you use themes and stuff like WordPress, well, then you get amazing stuff with it, because you can actually download their PSD files, their Photoshop development files, and you can edit those to give your clients a real preview, like a high fidelity mockup, because they do take a lot of time to do high fidelity mockups, but especially when a theme provides you with all the templates, it just takes a few minutes just to throw in your company logo and everything like that, and your client's company logo, and then of course they just throw the money at you, and once they get a real view of what the site looks like. If you can't use Photoshop, well, then you just have to use your words and your knowledge to let them know, to let lay people know the importance of web design and everything like that. So let me just go back into my XAMPP. I will go back into my, actually I don't need to, I just go back into here. So I'm going to add a new theme. Stick that over there for now. And where's that? There we have it. So I'm going to add a new theme, and I'm going to just upload a theme. And I need to choose a file. So what I can actually do is I can just click and drag that on to choose a file and install now. So you want to install the zip file. Post content length of yeah, I'm sure I want to do this. Did it work? What happened there? How come it didn't take my theme? I don't think it happened. Installed? No. Add a new theme. Upload a theme. Choose file. Go down to my downloads this time. Downloads. Divi should be in there. Divi. What's it called? divi. Divi.zip. Alright, WordPress, fine. Alright, so sometimes you get stuff like this. Now, this is the beauty of working with GoDaddy, yeah? So, I did choose the Photoshop development files before, that is absolutely correct. But I do have an 8 megabyte in the PHP INI file. Now, if any of you guys are web developers out there, well, you shouldn't be bothered really for you guys editing the PHP INI files. If you are working with GoDaddy, well, then there's no problem just calling up GoDaddy and it's like, hey, I can't upload my theme, and then they'll actually do this for you, because that is why they have brilliant customer support. But what I have to do, I've got a number of ways to do this now, so let me just take a quick look at my php.ini file. So here's my development files. Where's my WordPress? WORD. HT docs. WordPress. I need to find my php.ini file very quickly. Where are you? Would you be in admin? php.ini. No, you're probably back further, aren't you? Because you're my PHP file index. Anyway, we'll do it the other way. Anyway, so PHP content themes, and what I can actually do. So here's my theme. So of course we can always just go into the back end. I can just go like this. Downloads. I'll open up my downloads. I'll go down to my Divi file. Divi. Divi. Extract. Actually, what I'll do is, because that folder is a bit too cluttered. No. Undo. There we go. Divi. Go in there. There we have it. Whoa, what's going on there? You alright there, Simone? Divi, extract all, and we'll let that extract as well. So that should actually just take a few seconds to extract. There we have it. So we'll let that extract. Hello, can you all hear me? Hello, hello, hello? Yes, yes, we can all still hear me. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys, so there we have it. So let's just let this, so that's another way to install the theme. So of course, you saw me go into the GoDaddy backend where you do your file upload, where you go to the control panel, you go to file upload. Well, this is pretty much the same thing, except I'm doing it through Windows File Explorer. So you can also go in. So if you are getting a PHP Unlimited, you can just go into the backend and just upload it manually like that. Upload your thing, extract it, and then we have that there. Let's go back actually. So divi. I'll put you up into themes. There we go. Perfect. So now I've got my theme. So there we have Divi 2014, 2015. So let's see what happens now. If I go back to my WP admin, I should be able to find that now in my theme. So appearance, themes. And there we have it. So now I have Divi. So there's like loads of different ways so this is the beauty of this, guys. So as you can see, I'm running into errors, yeah? I'm running into errors and I'm able to go just other ways to go ahead and fix them. Yeah, so this is one of the beautiful things about WordPress, that I'm able to go into the back end and I'm able to change things around, all right? Let me see. So, sorry, someone is having a trouble out there with WordPress. If you want to take a screenshot of that, Grant, and if you want to like email it to me, and I can be able to take a look at it then afterwards. All right. So let me see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this. So I'm going to activate Divi. Now, let's take a look. So that's my cookie shake shop. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. Let's refresh. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's almost like the first time you install Bootstrap. You know, everything just like explodes and it becomes all nice and looking and all that font is easy to read. I've got a footer. I've got a menu bar up here that I can do so much with. So let's go in and take a look. So I've got my themes. Let's go back into my menus. And let's just fix up our menu, because now we've got more menus to work with. So as you can see, now I've got primary, secondary, and footer. So I'm going to leave this as my primary menu. And you know what? I'll stick it into all three now, just so you can see the location of them all. So there we have that. So we've got that. Let's go back into our cookie shake shop, and let's refresh the page. So there we have it. So I've got a menu up here. I've got menus up here. I've got menus that branch out like that. I've got menus over here. All that kind of stuff. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You can use things like Himu, except you need to be a PHP developer really to work with it. What you can do is WordPress theme boilerplate. So what you really want to do is you want to download a HTML5 boilerplate for WordPress. So where's my yeah, so here we go. So what you do is you download something like this and then you have to edit it, because let's take a look at what's behind WordPress. So you take something like a boilerplate, so you just Google WordPress boilerplate, and then that gives you the basic, you know, it has all the PHP written in, it's got all the various development files, because WordPress does follow a specific file structure, which we'll see if we go into Appearance and we click down at Editor. We'll actually see all the files down there as well. So there you have it. So there's the Divi style sheet. There's the 404, it's got comments, functions.php, extremely important. As you'll notice, these are all PHP files. So if you want to develop Divi themes, if you want to develop WordPress themes, you will need to know PHP. Yeah, because actually, and if you want to be a WordPress theme developer, well, that's actually just something that you do. You're not really a WordPress theme developer, and you're not really doing anything else, because it is a lot of work. It's actually quite high paying as well, because you know, well, you've just got such a high demand for it. Someone gave me a statistic. Is it over 70% of sites online over the last few years have become WordPress? Like absolutely phenomenal user base that WordPress has. Now here's the thing. So a very important thing to note about themes is the fact that they update. Yeah, so because well, you want to maintain the theme, because Divi and Elegant Themes and everyone else does a great job of updating their themes and keeping them current and keeping them modern. And when plugins update, when new technologies come out, they want that to be incorporated. So you'll be able to update your theme. Now the problem is that if you edit these source files here, if you actually edit these Divi theme files, what happens when you update? It's going to replace all the hard error, all the code that you took ages to write. It's going to replace all the code that you took to write. So what we're going to do is exactly right, Louis. We need ourselves some child themes. So a child theme, what a child theme does is it's kind of like Bootstrap. You know when we install Bootstrap if you just take the production version, the minified version, yeah? Well, then we create our own style sheet. So remember that? So we had Bootstrap, and then we create our own style sheet, and we use our own style sheet to override the Bootstrap style. So we don't actually edit the Bootstrap style sheet unless we actually download the development version. But remember that huge catch was that if you downloaded the Bootstrap version, Bootstrap development version, and you edited that sheet, well, you're not going to update Bootstrap later because you've come out with a brand new style sheet. You've come out with your own version of Bootstrap if that's what you do. So with something like Divi, it's kind of like the same thing, or with any theme. We want to add our own style sheet. We want to be able to add our own functions, add all that other stuff, and let the themes update without removing all our code. So what we need is a child theme. So what I can do is I can go to plugins and I can search for child theme, C-H-I-L-D, child theme. There we go. Thank you for suggesting there, WordPress. So child theme, so here we go. Child theme configuration when using. So let's see which one of these is going to be good. That's only got 6. Let's see, what is this? Does this allow me to create a child theme from your installed themes and customize styles, templates, functions, and more? 115. That's good. It's compatible with my version of WordPress, and it was last updated 22 hours ago. I think that's a safe bet to go. Let's just take a look around. Yeah, that's the one I used to use. It's untested with my version of WordPress now, so I'm not going to be using that anymore. And that could, nope, still untested, so I guess this is the one to go for. So the one to go for right now, just today, just for this class, is going to be this. It could be very well if you log in or you create a website in just a few weeks' time, that's going to be toppled. Because I tell you, just a few months ago, that was certainly on the top. In fact, I'm pretty sure I used this one here for the Working with WordPress demo. So, child theme configurator, let's install this. So we'll let that install, and while that's installing, let's just take another look around here. So one of the big thing about the child theme configurators is you see this, so Divi has added in their own footer. Well, of course you would. If you were to develop a Bootstrap theme, of course you'd add your own stuff down there. Because, you know, if someone is using your theme and they're not very technically inclined, they're not going to be able to change it. You've got a backlink on every website that is using your child theme. Now, there are loads of ways to be clever about this. You add keyword density in the PHP code, all that kind of stuff. But if I want to change this, what I want to do is I'm going to want to change it in the child theme, because the next time Divi updates, my footer, my custom footer will be replaced by Designed by Elegant Themes powered by WordPress unless I edit it in a child theme. So there we have it. So my child theme configurator is installed. Now I have to activate it. So there we go. We've got our child theme activated. Now that will have changed something. So as you can see, nothing really happens yet. Now I have to go figure out where that's going to where I can find my child themes. Well, if all my theme files are under appearance, if my editor is under appearance, I can assume they've added something new down here someplace. So let's see. Where have they added this in? Is it settings? Is it tools? Tools. Sorry, tools. Yeah. Tools is child theme. Sometimes you'll get it under appearance, sometimes you'll get it under tools. So here we go. So child theme, thank you for installing. That's fine. Yep, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. Divi. Now I've got a sneaky suspicion. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this will work. Ah, yes, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Green all across the board. So let's see. So I'm going to call this, it's my theme now, so I can call this Bryan's theme. This is not the name of my child theme. I can change that in step 7. So what I'll do is I'll take that. Oh, sorry. That's the theme directory. Sorry, I should have read the whole thing. So Bryan's, Bryan theme, T-H-E-M-E. Primary style sheet. Save a new custom styles directly to the child instead of replacing the existing files of primary styles. Yep, that's fine. I can leave that as default value. That's fine. An existing child. Nope, I'm only going to have one child theme. So primary style sheet. That's fine. You use WordPress style sheet. That's all fine. That's all fine. You can leave all that as default. No, I want to keep my I want to keep my parent sheet. I'm not going to completely overwrite my parent sheet. I want to use it more like Bootstrap. That's why I like WordPress. It's kind of like the better Bootstrap. Customized theme name. Yes, this is where I want to go. So here. So let's see. So I will actually call this Bryan's theme. Bryan's theme. My theme website is going to be www.shawacademy.com. And my author is going to be Bryan Hurley, BryanHurley. And my author website is going to be Shaw Academy again, SHAWACADEMY. So there we have that. And then I can leave out my description. Then I type in a nice description. You can leave in all the tags, stuff like that. That's all fine. Copy menus, widgets, and other customizations of the parent theme to the child theme. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'll leave that blank and click now. So a lot of these, you will come across a lot of these kind of one-click things, which are very handy when you're beginning, because, you know, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, and sometimes you just can't help but having to research them. So let's just do that. So there we have it. So I've got Bryan's theme. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I've got a theme. It's all set up. It's all done. Should be all done. That should be fine. That should be fine. Let's see, what does this thing here do? I've never used this one before. So this has got a nice interface where I can do it all from right here. But can I also do it from here? Of course I can. I should be able to do it from here as well. So I'm still using the Divi theme. Let's see. Themes, please. Did it add a new theme in here? Yes, it did. So here's Bryan's theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my theme. And now hopefully this won't cause any errors when I refresh the page. It shouldn't look any different. No, so perfect. So now I've got my theme, and now I can edit that to my heart's content without the worry that when Divi needs an update, it's not going to overwrite everything. So let's just try a few things. So I've got my theme functions. I've got all that kind of stuff there. So let's see. Let's go back into my child theme very quickly. Tools, child themes. I want to create some new files in there. So let's see, parent templates. So I will also need my footer. The footer is the one I want to change. So I'm going to also include the footer. Okay, so I clicked files. I'm also going to include the footer.php. Now the other way, of course, is to actually just go into your file explorer and then just copy the footer thing into your child theme. But you know, nice and simple, just like that. Copy to child theme. Alright, now I actually prefer working from this editor. I'm just used to it. Of course, you can edit from there as well. So there we have it, theme footer. Now, if I scroll down, so there is my Divi code, yeah? So there's my Divi code. Let's see, yes, so designed by blah, 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 powered by blah, blah, blah. Now you can see they made this quite difficult to make you want to almost not change it, yeah? They make you almost want to not change it. So let's just do this. So printf, yeah, that's all fine, located, blah, blah. You know what? I'll just make it nice and easy. Powered by SHAWACADEMY. Designed by SHAWACADEMY. Premium WordPress themes. That's all fine. Elegant themes. Powered by. Designed by Bryan. There we have it. Update that file. Again, guys, did you see what happened there? I'm not actually reading all the code. Yeah, so just to be aware, I've actually spent a little bit too long away from PHP. I'm going to have to go back in there again into PHP and just get that language back. It's not really like riding a bike. It's just like actually learning a language. If you stay away from the language too long, you will start to forget it. So I will be going back into PHP this weekend just to give myself a refresher. But did you see what I was doing there? I was just recognizing what was code and what was not code, yeah? And that was just as simple for me to edit it. Now I can refresh the page, and I should have my own footer at the end now. Designed by Bryan, powered by WordPress. Whoops, powered by WordPress. There we go. SHAWACADEMY. And of course, I should change that to SHAWACADEMY. Space. Save, update that file, and there we have it. If I want to keep my clients updated, should I take their server username, passwords, or are there other ways? You should, Taysir, you should actually put that into your agreement with them. You should tell them, well, first of all, you don't want to give away a lifetime of updates. You certainly don't want to do that. I did that back in the early days. It's a terrible, terrible idea when someone calls you like 3 years down the line to ask you to update a site, because that's what you told them you would do. So never give away a lifetime of updates. It's a terrible business model to give away a lifetime of updates. Just especially as a freelancer, it just doesn't work. You need to be a very, very large corporation to be doing stuff like that. Ah, yes, .com and .org. So yes, so sorry. Let's just fix that up. So .com. com, showacademy.com, show academy. That will all be fine. Leave that in one word because otherwise it's going to split up into the next line, and that will do. So there. So that's how you can change your. So a lot of people who have got the Divi theme were wondering how to change the footer. That's how you do it. Create a child theme, suck in the footer.php into your child theme, and then just edit the footer to your heart's content. Now I'm sure that you can actually do whatever you want with this. So ID footer info. So print if safe localization. We don't need all this. I will get back to that. And I'll post up some different things. But of course, beautiful. They even give you a whole bunch of code to use as well. So yeah, so if you go into the Divi, so this is the great thing, because they've got all that kind of stuff, they've got loads of stuff you can use in here, and you can go in and take a look at all that kind of stuff, and they're always giving away stuff to add to it. So I would recommend, if you are going to be a WordPress developer, I would certainly recommend Elegant Themes. Now here's the beauty of it all. Let's add a new page and take a look at the Divi Builder. Oh, sorry guys, I'm going well over time here. If you guys want to stick around, go ahead. We'll just stick around just to build this page, and we're going to continue with this on Tuesday. Would you like to continue with WordPress on Tuesday, and we'll learn some new things? Yeah. Are we still good to continue with WordPress? And what we'll do on so now that we've got the install down, now that we've got a little bit used to the control panel, so on Tuesday what we'll do is what I'll do is I'll actually have the brief for Cookie Shake Shop. I'll have images, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll create an actual WordPress site in that Tuesday lesson. I know it's a theory lesson, but hey, you know, we're practical web designers. We've done plenty of theory now. How about we do this? If you can't get Divi, I'll give it to you. Yeah, because I'm a developer, because WordPress is open source. I'll post up some articles that I would like you to read before the next day, just so you're up to speed on the WordPress license, on the Divi license. There's a big argument going on around the web whether or not your themes are open source, because I'm pretty sure WordPress is covered by the open source license. So remember, we have what were our licenses? Our licenses were. Guys, my mind is going blank. What was that? Can you guys remember my two licenses? It's MIT, but what was the other one? MIT and OpenGNU. Thank you very much, guys. OpenGNU. WordPress. OPEN. So WordPress is covered. It's an open source project, but I'm pretty sure it's covered by the by that more broader license, which means that everything followed by everything that you create with it is also open source. So remember that thing where you have it free, but then everything you create a derivative using a large part of their code or a substantial part of their code also has to be free. So that is something that that crops up all the time. Now most WordPress, that's the thing with most WordPress themes, is because, well, if you buy a theme, yeah, well then you're probably developing for a client. Well, you need to be able to sell your website onto the client, so the license has to allow for that. Now there is an argument online whether or not all WordPress themes are covered by the fact that you can just share them willy-nilly because they are covered by that license. But anyway, we'll research that and we can take a look at that again on Tuesday. Anyway, we're going to add a new page anyway and just call this home. Now, this is normally what you get with WordPress. So already, from someone with any kind of background in web design, you can already see how easy this is. Yeah, I can just write my normal text. Hello, I can do all that kind of stuff. I've got a WYSIWYG editor, mark things up with bold, italics, strike through. Got all these things here. I can, well, because I've got my elegant themes, I can add those extra plugins there. I can also go into the back end and I can write my normal code. Yeah. And I can also write my normal HTML code, and that would be my normal so H1. HELLO world. Yep. And then I can preview that over there, preview it, and there we have it. So I can preview my new page, and there we have it. So home, hello world, that's marked up in heading 1. And actually, if I go back to my visual, you'll be able to see that's marked up like that as well. There is a way to add, where's my toggle toolbar? Now I've got more tools so I can select all my different headings, paragraph, all that kind of stuff there. I can even change the text color from right there. Preview again. So there we have all that. Now the beauty of this, can you attach an image? Of course you can. Add media. Now this is actually just the normal. This is just the normal WordPress developer. I'm going to show you very quickly what the other one is like now. A second. Let's just grab that screenshot and drop it in. That divi image. So there we have it. So you can do that, and you can actually build with a normal thing. So this is fantastic for your clients, and you should really push this. So if you're developing for clients, really push the fact that they can edit themselves with a WYSIWYG creator. Yeah, and believe me, if you're a little bit enthusiastic about it, you can teach them how to use the Divi Builder. So that's how you can create that, and it's nice WYSIWYG. It works. You can see how everything looks, and yeah, see, it just works. So it is a WYSIWYG creator. What you see is what you get. That's what a WYSIWYG creator is. If I want to knock that down, it's nice and easy. I can hit the space bar to, create paragraphs, which is perfect for anyone who has no experience in web design. And of course, if I want to fine tune it, I go into text and I can edit all this kind of stuff. Now you will notice when you're doing stuff like this, you are getting a lot of inline styling, all that kind of stuff. But listen, working with WordPress, it's kind of acceptable to do this kind of stuff. If you want to really bounce up to the ranks as well, Bootstrap is always going to be better. Of course it is, but we can do so much more with this. If you want to get an e-commerce site up and running within a week, you're going to have to use WordPress. You're not going to be able to do that with something like Bootstrap. But if you want to get like really high value production in a short space of time, WordPress is the only way to go. Or Joomla, if that's your thing, but I never liked Joomla. So use Divi Builder. There we have it. So this is the Divi Builder, all right? The Divi Builder is a drag and drop. Well, it's not really drag and drop. It's click and insert. So I can add a whole bunch of stuff here. I can add call to action buttons. So I can add a call to action. I can give that a title. Click here. Terrible name for a button. Click here. I'll give that a destination, which will just be hash for now. I can then select all this kind of stuff in a new tab. Button text. HELLO. Use background color. Yes, you see you've got all these options here, so you can already see. So yes, so this is kind of like those other things where they give you restrictive options. But then of course, we can also hide things on phone, tablet, and desktop. Fantastic if you were really going for the mobile sites and you wanted to dispel. So someone comes onto my site, I want to give them 3 quick links. Yes, so I want to give them, contact me, go to Maps and something else because they're on a mobile device. But then on a desktop, I might want to hide those, so I can hide those, so I can disable on a desktop, say, my quick links and stuff like that. Advanced design settings then allows me to set up max width. It can set a default max width. I can change the font type. I can change the font size, so I can change all that stuff in there. If that's still not good enough for me, I'll just go into custom CSS. I can add so not only can I edit stuff here, yeah, and it shows me what it's actually going to edit. So remember, inspect element is your real friend in something like WordPress, because you're going to want to see the classes that are attached to things. Yeah, so you're going to want to see the classes, how things are split up, all that kind of stuff. So you're able to get all that kind of stuff from there. But of course, in the back end, custom CSS, I can add my custom CSS in there as well. Let me actually just preview what this is like. So I can grab something. So there is my call to action. There's no button there yet. Whoop, no button there yet. But that's that there. So let's inspect. Actually, I'll just add my custom CSS. So call to action. Custom CSS. So I want to add something to the main element. Well, I can say background. Background is going to be red. Let's just see if that works. I can also don't have to go anywhere. I can click this little eye for a preview, and let's see if that works. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to overwrite it. Well, if that's not going to work, well, what I can... Oh, sorry, there's more stuff here. There's loads of stuff I can edit here. So if that's not going to work, what I can also do, I can also copy that. I can also go up here, and I can give this a class. So I can key BG red. Yeah? Save that. I'll preview that for now, just so I can take a look, see what I'm targeting here. Inspect. Where's my BG red attached to? So div class et promo button, dark text. Yeah, so there we go. There's my custom class there, BG red. Now what that means is that I can now go back to my child theme. Oh, stay. I'll publish that for now. I'll go back into my appearance. I can go into my editor. That's my styles.css. So let's see, I call that class is a bgred. Open it up. Now I'm just back into my normal plain text editor to edit, well, sorry, my WordPress normal text editor. So background color is equal to that. Well, so that's what's going to happen. So that's because that's inline styling. Well, then I'm going to have to beat that somehow. I'm going to have to beat that somehow. So let's see, how can I beat that? I could probably beat that by grabbing a few things at once. But you know what? For the sake of this, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat for this. So BACKGROUND. Background is going to be red. IMPORTANT. I'll go down, I'll update the file. Now that should overwrite this, not specificity, but just because I'm forcing it to with that. So there we have it. So I can also edit my normal CSS. So as you can see, we get a huge kickstart in their development. It's nice and easy for us to use. It's nice and easy for our clients to use. And come Tuesday, what we'll do is we'll quickly run through what our client brief is going to be. We'll stick with this, with cookie shake stop. I'll draw up some menus. I'll grab some images, and we'll grab up some stuff, and we'll see how far we can get. We'll do some crazy stuff. I'll show you how to do parallax scrolling, and we'll try and see if we can add a video background. Anything else? Anything else you want to see in this in the demo on Tuesday, guys? Sample Divi theme on Google Drive. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do all that on Tuesday. I'd like to first just give my I'll give my license agreement a read one more time, because as you saw, I do have a developer license with them, so that I shouldn't have a problem giving you a theme. I shouldn't have any problem giving you the theme file. But let's do that. Yeah, we can also take, actually, yeah, Maria, I will also show e-commerce then as well. I'll also show you a bit of e-commerce. We won't go into turning it on and stuff like that, because it is quite you do have to go into quite a bit, depending on where you are, like depending on whether you're paying taxes or not and all that kind of stuff. You have to add in all that kind of stuff in shipping. We'll do all that. Yep, contact us. Definitely be showing up. So yeah, just guys, if you do have, I'll just stay on the line just for a few more minutes. I'll just leave the chat box open. I'll just grab my pen and paper, and I'll put this all together. Perhaps some widgets. We'll take a look at some widgets as well. Just let me grab. Ooh, I haven't got my book with me today. Anyway, I've got a notepad here anyway. So let me just see. So let me see. So I'm going to go with the Cookie Shake Shop, CSS. So let's see. So what we're going to do on Tuesday then, so on Tuesday we're going to build the CSS, the Cookie Shake Shop. It's going to have I'm going to include e-commerce into it. We'll have, of course, the contact us, and we'll have the we'll take a look at some widgets. I don't really use widgets all too much. I really don't use widgets all too much. And actually, the reason why I don't use widgets all too much is because they are massively insecure. They're normally the best way to get into it. If you want to break into a WordPress site, it's normally best to do it using a widget. It's sometimes the best way to get in somehow. But we'll take a look at that anyway. We will take a look at them. Now let's see. I use widgets mainly for side menus and stuff like that. Nothing really kind of complex that it goes in. Import, export, import, and backup. Yep, we'll look into backup widgets. Different menu styles. Yeah, I'll show you all about it. And when we do the CSS, when we do the Cookie Shake Shop, well, then we're going to want to change the Divi colors. We're going to want to change the fonts and all that kind of stuff. So that we'll add all that in as well. So let's go. And then the migration from local to online host will then happen on Thursday, yeah? So on Thursday, then we'll actually break into the World Wide Web. We'll add in, sorry, I just want to confirm that that's going to be the class. Sorry, shawacademy.com. Yeah, that we're not going to be able to get any discounts with Elegant Themes anytime soon. That actually takes a bit of time to have those kind of discussions. They won't just give me a discount. It will be a give and throw kind of thing. So I will contact them though, just to see what we can get. So let me see, introduction to web design. So we are now in lesson 8. So that's absolutely perfect. So what we're going to do then is that day I'm also going to show you Yoast, guys. I'm just going to show you some SEO for WordPress with YOAST, because next week is all about SEO. So we're going to develop the Cookie Shake Shop so we can get more experience developing WordPress, because it is fantastic for us as web designers. We'll take a look at some widgets. We'll certainly go through contact. You don't need to update a child theme. That's the beauty of it. And we just have to update the parent theme, and we can leave the child theme as is. Like in the vast majority of cases, we can leave the child theme as is, because normally when the major theme updates, it's not updating anything you can see. It's normally updating all the back end for you. So that's really what happens with a major theme update. It's updating all the back end. The problem is that if you've written any code in there, even if the code hasn't changed in the update, it's still going to overwrite your old code. So that's why we need the child theme. It's to make sure that all the code we write isn't overwritten by default. Whether or not it needs to be changed with the update, it will still overwrite your code if you put it inside the theme folder. So, oh yeah, and link it to social media. So we will link it to social media because that's going to be extremely important. SOCIAL media. And I'll show you how to do all that. I'll show you how to actually link your site. Sliders, yeah, we'll certainly have some sliders for the header. For the header as well, so sliders, SLIDERS, and some parallax as well, PARLEX, because parallax does have a nice effect. And I'll show you how to turn on smooth scrolling as well, so you actually get a parallax effect, because I'm sure as many of you are very aware, if you're using Windows computer, using your scroll wheel, you're not actually seeing parallax properly. You're meant to have a nice smooth scroll for it to actually float up and see the beauty of it all. So I'll show you how to turn that on as well, so that even if they are using the clicky wheel, they'll still get that kind of effect. Oh yeah, and how to put a under construction template landing page. I can actually show you that right now before I go and grab the train. So I'll show that to you right now. So I've already got my home page, which is that. So say if that was my landing page, yeah? So what I would do is I would go in, create my page, all pages. So let's just go to my edit home page, yeah? So with Divi, this is actually really nice and simple. So I've just got my landing page here. I can add my text here. So there we have it. So I'm sorry, hello world. We'll be with you in a bit. Perfect. Sort of module. Countdown timer. Countdown timer time. Time to go live. Countdown to, and we'll count down to say, we'll count down to Tuesday at 7 p.m. That will all be fine. That's all fine. Let's save that. I'll stick that up there. In fact, I'll stick that up there. There we go. Let's update that. Let's take a look. Preview that. There we have it. So now I've got a home page set up. Time to go live like that. Now the only thing is that I don't want my users to be able to click around up there. So what I will do is I will go down and I will select blank page. Update. Yeah, so it's a blank page template. So all it's going to do is post the code from the body. And then I should be able to preview those changes. And there we have it. Now I've got a page that I cannot access. So let me just show you. So if I open that up in a secret window, which will forget that I'm logged in. So that's the beauty of incognito. So guys, incognito does not protect your privacy. It just stops your history and also forgets all your passwords and stuff like that, so that you're able to see your file as if you weren't logged in without having to log out. So there you have it. So now you have a landing page. You see the user can't actually go anywhere. But the thing is that you as the web designer can always, because you know what page you've set up, so what you can do is SAMPLEPHE. Pretty sure that's a page here. There we go. So now I can get the back end and see what it looks like. So anyone going to my site will actually just get to the landing page, but then I can always, while I'm working, I can work behind the scenes, and then you can provide and you can get there anyway by just going like ASDF, then you'll get to the 404 page, and now you can continue navigating yourself around. Yeah? So that's how you create a landing page anyway. You just create a page and then you just select a blank template so that you don't get the menu or the footer, and you can continue working on your site. So guys, listen, we'll be building the Cookie Shake Shop on Tuesday. Can't wait. We're going to have some great fun, and then we'll be flying along. And guys, please do keep posting up your projects there on the Facebook group. If you can, Drew, try to set up those free servers. Take a look at the last lesson again. If you need to take a look at what we can do for there, do just create some nice things there. Ooh, fantastic. So do just create a few things there and go ahead and perfect. So yeah, so do just paste all that stuff up onto Facebook. It's great because you know what, like my introduction students do get great inspiration when seeing what you guys. Oh my God, Mohammed, that is amazing. Mohammed, is this posted on Facebook? Please stick that on Facebook. Get yourself some hits on Facebook for that. That is beautiful, Mohammed. Absolutely glorious. Now that is something. That is something. All right, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. See, guys, this is where you go. So we do 4 weeks of introduction, and we are not even 10 weeks into advanced yet. And look what you can do. All right, so please keep this up. Please keep this up, because I know, because we're not in the same country, we're not in the same classroom. So I like to be able to see what my students are doing to make sure that they are progressing. So please do share your work, because otherwise I won't really know if I'm being effective or not. So guys, listen, thank you very much, and Mohammed especially is excellent work. So guys, I will see you on Tuesday. Have a very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, and a very good night, everybody.